tap, 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 tap. Hmm. I wonder. Is it that? That's better, I think. Okay. And turn my gain up more. Tap, 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 tap. All right. I think we're good now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Sorry about that, chat. Sorry about that. Um the last few streams that we did, um, my sound was like not even on. So the content can't even clip it, none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Sucks. Sucks. But let me just put this up over here so I can just make sure everything stays crispy. Give some folks a little bit of time to get on in here before we get started for the day. I finally remembered to pay for the non-free version of this streaming software, so we're gonna be keeping it up like longer, even when we're not like on here trading. You're gonna be able to pop in whenever and see what's going on because we're gonna have a trade up basically all day, every day, 24/7 live streams coming your way. That part. That part. All right. Now let's get into it. Let's get into it. Good morning. DXY did what we thought it was gonna do. Pushed up to this area here. We got a rejection, pushed down, real smooth, cut through the chart like butter. Let's get rid of this little line here. We don't really need it. What is that sound? Is it like is I don't I can't figure out what that sound is that keeps making it. Like it's I know it's coming from this computer. I just the only thing that's open is Trade Locker and the white noise for my son. So I'm trying to figure out. Um, do y'all know if Trade Locker makes like a weird random noise all the time, and how to turn it off? Because it keeps doing that. But I thought it was Discord for a really long time. I thought it was just Discord up on my laptop, but Discord isn't up on my laptop. So don't know. um, I gotta kind of keep this a little bit like to the side because last stream, my face wasn't even up. So it wasn't just my voice that was bad. Last stream, my face wasn't even up. So apologies for that. You got like an hour and a half, 2 hours of me talking with like no substance, because you don't know what I'm saying. But why is everything moving so extra slow? I'm on charging power. Let's exit a couple of these tabs over here. We don't really need. Okay. Should move a wee bit faster. Got some alerts already gone off over here. Let me get rid of those. Give folks a little bit more time to get into the chat box. this morning. Mm, all right. Let's get the recap for Asian session last night. Da da da. U.S. dollar traded net higher against most major currencies during the but overall remained weak. Following the post FOMC sell off, JPY, the Japanese yen experienced some recovery against the dollar. And then not too much. My segment was gonna be pretty short today because there wasn't too much um to speak on outside of like what we had already touched on before on Wednesday. Um, but then again, the stream is messed up from Wednesday, so I owe y'all all the information anyway. But let me go ahead and take this line here and move it because that level has failed. Now we're going to be looking for this 98 200 area to fail and send us down to 97 and eventually 96 and 94. So let me actually, before I do all of that, let's go ahead and take a quick look, quick peep at the top setups page. And our North Star is the dollar. So when we know what the dollar is doing, everything's pretty clear. What is that? So we don't need to pay too much heed to anything else this week. At least, well, the next few weeks while the year is ending. Um, but of course, I always like to see what the top setups are telling me. Sorry about that. So let's just show this tab over here. All right, Nasdaq is getting the +10. Nasdaq is getting the +10 today. Gold following up with the +9. Bitcoin +8. 80 JPY +8. EUR JPY +8. NZD USD +7. So the EUR JPY trade that I talked about on the last stream that you can't hear because the freaking sound was messed up. I now know that. We caught this beautiful, I mean beautiful trade after I did the whole YouTube video marking up and setting up this entry, and then I missed the entry. And there's probably tons of people that made money off of it where I wasn't even in the trade. And I told myself I was not going to miss another EJ entry. So price came up, consolidated in this little area, built up some more orders. I noticed that this level right here had got kind of congested with how many times it was tapped. We left a box there with an order right up under it. Price came, clicked it, and moved on. And and honestly, that was a little bit higher on the top side. I think it had a +8 or +9 when I had initially set up the trade. I'm not sure exactly what it was sitting at when I took the trade. Could have already had lost a point or so, but we're in profit for that entry. And congratulations to anybody that traded smart and safe and got in with us. We're looking for that to just continue higher. I've secured it to I think just barely stop loss and profit. All right, and any pullbacks I'll take as opportunities, unless it's like a really fast impulsive move to the downside. We are at like some super highs, but that doesn't mean we have to sell off. That's why I'm in this trade. Um, clear show of strength here with the push to here. That's what gave me the foresight to say, well, it might just build up some more orders and keep on buying, and that's exactly what it did. Fundamentals were behind it, technicals were solid, and came out with a pretty solid trade. Let's take a look at Nasdaq getting a +10. Getting a +10. Well, we're not at all-time highs yet, So there's a trade because we're not at like we're pretty. I wouldn't say far off. We're like wait, like maybe half a percent off, maybe. I don't know. See, if you would have asked me, like, well, you can really just go look at the major market breakdown. I'm looking for a pullback to this level here, but we may not even get that before it rallying to uh sorry, excuse me. Before it rallying to this high up here. I can get it to stick. There we go. Um I'll make sure. Um I would like the at the bare minimum, I want this low to get broken. And, that may be a little too much to ask in itself. Um, but just for discount sake, um, I want this low to get broken here. We are on the hourly, and of course, we're gonna be down to the 15-minute when we're actually trading it. um, yeah, I think a little sweep here be all right. This level might not, get tapped before all-time highs. So I'm kind of setting up a different idea here. Um, but another area of interest is also 25,200. Um, get that if I can get that place there. There we go. Sorry, y'all. My computer's being a little laggy today. I need to clear out some stuff and make some room because I got some new software on it. It's probably got it a little congested right now. um, but I for this entry, I wouldn't want to see it really like go under 25,400. Um, Otherwise, I'm just gonna cut the trade and then look for an entry at 25,200 ish, 293, 25,300, right? Basically. Um, and then if that area doesn't hold up with like at least 25, sorry, chat. If that doesn't hold up with at least 25, 180, then I'll be out and I'll look for positions down here. But with a plus 10 on the edge finder, man, I don't think we'll get too much of a pullback on this year. I think we're probably going to see more of a continuation than a pullback trade probably here. And in that case, let's give you that case scenario. Zoom in just a little bit. That last swing high here, that's what I take as my continuation. Uh, the indicator's kind of in your way. Can't see. Pull this down some. Yeah, yeah. A 15-30 minute close above this little swing high here. I'll get in with a small entry, and only risking this little area here for real. And then everything else to the tune of what I was just saying. To do that. What else is on the top setups? NZD. Oh, sorry, chat. I did not sleep very much last night. Do. EUR isn't in the top setups anymore. It's NZD. Well, it's probably because it's run up. I'll hop on, go over to that trade and show you how it's doing in a second. Um, and again, excuse my voice. I'm sick. Been sick for the past couple of days. um, this was a banger. Um, I'm in this on my account. I forgot to move this little box over when it actually activated because I set a pending here, pending order here for NZD. So that got tapped, and it looks to be honestly giving up or trying to give up an opportunity for folks to go ahead and get on in there. Um, let's see here. I like a pullback all the way to this uh key area here isn't that's not even that long of a pullback really, at least not from current price, you know. So I would be cool waiting for an entry right there. And then let's just put the box there so you guys can super visualize it, really understand. Honestly, won't even risk the whole first entry. Yeah, I like this. I like this for like next week. Probably gonna touch on this again. In the major market breakdown that drops every Sunday. Make sure you guys tap in every Sunday morning and make sure you guys get the sauce because you'll know what's about to happen for the week ahead, or at least a really good idea of it. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% always 100% right, but directional bias for the most part we don't really miss on here. So if you want to make sure that you're tapped in for the week, then tap in for the week. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is probably gonna end up setting up for like Monday, maybe Monday night. I mean, it could be Sunday night, but I think it'll probably end up activating on Monday. I'm gonna set a pending order before the market closes today, so I can just not think about it anymore, and then kind of just let it ride out like I'm doing the first entry. um, then on to what else is getting it? Well, gold is also getting a really good score. I'm in gold already, but most of y'all already know that if you've been following along, paying attention. We've been in gold since down here. Trade is working out amazingly, amazingly, and shout out to all the folks with the patience to that's been in this with me, because we had to kind of wait for this to break out and give us some good risk to reward on this, and that's exactly what we've gotten here. um how many pips are we up in this trade? Just want to see. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Just well, that's why that account is up $13,000. Or one of my accounts is over here up like 13 grand off a gold buy. Now I didn't actually take that buy. My bot took it, and I'll explain something. So I have two bots. One is being used by subscribers right now. Another one is in production and will be released in the short term future. I'm working on our in-house proprietary algorithm that nobody else is going to be able to access, and then I'm also working on a gold scalper that's going to be available for the public to access. Now the gold scalper's logic is fine, it's good. It's just trade locker, the studio is still in beta, so like they're still working out some bugs as far as like how the software works. So my code is fine, but the software needs like they need to go back and re-update their software so that it can read the code how it's supposed to. Because it's basically just the lot sizing that's messed up. And it hasn't been like that for the entire year or year and a half that I've been coding on Trade Locker Studio. So like um it's a brand new problem. So I'm sure they're gonna be able to knock it out with the quickness. Shout out to them. And as soon as they are able to knock that out and I can get the lot sizing back regular, it'll everything will be fine, and I can release that gold scalper for you guys. But like it took a 1.0 1.21 size trade when it's only supposed to take 0.01. So I'm up 13 grand, but I'm not supposed to be up that much in the trade. I'm supposed to be up like $100. You know what I mean? um because it took some really big trades. It actually had took like 7 or 8 of those same exact trades, and I closed out a lot of them just because like the risk is crazy. But I left one because I'm like, well, I'm buying gold and I like gold buy, so I'll turn the bot off and just leave this gold buy. So definitely eating off of a lot of this move here, and shout out to anybody else that taps stays tapped in and got this move because looks, and we said as soon as we get a closure above this area, we're in there. If we get a pullback below these lows, we're in there. We got the pullback below, then we got the closure above. So however, whatever risk tolerance you have, as long as you're trading wisely, you'd have been able to make money off of this move here. So really glad that I was able to get that out to you guys. I'm now granted the live stream was a little messed up, so no worries if folks didn't get in because you just scrolled past it because the live stream didn't have no sound. Um, but it is there. You guys can go back and see me set it up, even though you can't really hear me talking about it. You guys can see me setting up the trade, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might have took a picture and sent it out to the free chats. Um, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But a good trade indeed. A good trade indeed. Let's see. What else? What's bearish right now? Or GVAUD is getting more. Still up minus 15. Um, where are we still in GVAUD sales? Yes, I secured it over here, and I'm still in it. Okay, I was hoping I was still in that trade because it was getting close to my secured stop loss, and then I wasn't paying attention anymore, so I was thinking maybe I was gonna get stopped out. Cool, cool, cool. See if we can't find some more positioning here. That was the trade I was originally looking for up here, and then we checked my tool and the edge finder, and it was like, nah, might as well just go ahead and take it. Took it, slumped over, because at first we were gonna look for a continuation off of this broken level. Now this level's broken. I like it even more. Um, I only want to risk though, since we got a push down off of here. I only want to risk this area for this entry. That's all I'm gonna do. My laptop be more cooperative. There we go. Okay. Grab me one of these. That yeah, it melted through that 1,000 level like butter. Um, man, I wish I had like started talking about this 5 minutes ago. Cause then I'd be like, oh y'all, here's an entry. I want to see. I don't want it to seem like I'm just hopping in just because I pulled it up. But I do like the trade. Honestly, where it's at. Um, like I said, I'm only gonna risk this level here. If we end up trading above it, then you know, winds are changing. But I like this GPAUD to melt down to this 98,800, 1.98800 level. Yeah, I like that a lot, especially with the inflows of with China doing okay, but at the same time, like it's seeming not very okay. Um, it gives the AUD a little bit of tailwind, and we know that the GBP is just a little bit weak right now. So um, most likely, it's most likely what the edge finder is seeing. Let me get this over here, and I'll show you guys. All right, yeah, minus 15 scored, minus 2 on COT, minus 1 retail, minus 1 on seasonality, minus 2 on rent on trend reading. manufacturing PMI, basically like almost every statistic except for the commitment of well, I mean, see, the COT isn't necessarily bullish or bearish. It's kind of it looks sort of mixed, but essentially almost every metric that there is to measure fundamentally for a GPAUD is showing bearishness. So no reason to look for anything outside of cells. Let's go over here to the bird's eye tool real quick and see if we have a momentum read. Okay, so neutral momentum detected. So we need to wait. Now, granted, I don't always wait or enter. You know what I mean? It honestly just depends on the trade and the timing. Since it's Friday, um, I'm more inclined to just wait. I am more inclined to just wait. But I have like what I'd like from here would be like a sell stop right up under price. Well, mm, it's almost like the risk to reward doesn't get much better than where price is now, right? But we have this little wick right here, and I think price might go fill that in for me and give us another opportunity to get another entry. If not, then just be gone. But I mean, we can still drop um sell stops down here. I don't hate that. Um, I'm trying to FOMO in. Um, risk on that sell stop though is only to about this entry, not the full area. I don't think we'll bounce. I don't think we'll end up bouncing off of here. I think we'll just melt through that like butter, like the butter. Let me come over here. I do that. I do that a lot. Y'all gotta tell me in the comments, like, hey, switch your screen. Cause I left it on the bird's eye tool while I was over here talking about this trade. Um, this wick is what I was referring to. Is what I think. Price may fill that little bitty wick in. But it all looks so bearish. I'm not super confident in it giving us any buying momentum. For a pullback. So like I said, it'll most likely end up being sell stops from this area, and then just letting it trickle lower. I mean, the risk to reward is fine either way, really. um, and momentarily we're gonna have Jim come on and talk about stocks with you guys. All my stock folks, day traders that focus solely on the stock market. This is your time to shine. Make sure you guys hop in the chat and like chat with my guy. Um, if you guys want to trade something specifically, let him know. He might go hop on the chart and give you some sauce about it. Um, before we do get out of here, though, I do want to again let everybody know that Sparrow Funding will be launching next week, most likely next weekend. Friday, Saturday is when we're looking at going live and having everything available for you guys. This is powered by TDB, partnered with FBFX. Really trying to bring you guys a brand with an entire ecosystem around it. So like, there's not many prop firms out there that have educational content that comes free with the accounts. Some do, but not all. And then also the CEO is going live trading with you guys so you guys can be profitable. And then on top of all that, we also offer an algorithm that makes 2 to 5% a month that can help you, in building your wealth with the funded accounts that we offer. So, fast, fair, and everything's realistic. We're not hiding our parameters or hiding our rules or anything like that. You guys can trade forex, CFDs, cryptos, futures, all under one hub. So like, you can get a futures account with us, or you can get a crypto only account with us, or you can get a CFD account. Now with the FX accounts, it's not just like you can only trade forex like some prop accounts out there. No, you can still trade the big dogs with the cryptos. So you can trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, XLM, I believe. So you're not just limited to forex with the FX accounts. So that's something I really love about our setup. Um, you know, just having a reliable backing with all of these uh, perks to go along with it. Usually, when you have all the perks with a prop firm, you're probably dealing with one of the less reputable prop firms. And we are new, of course, but we are working with some of the biggest big dogs in the business of trading. So if you guys don't know who FPFX Tech is, please go do your research so you guys can understand who I'm partnering with, who I'm working with, who the liquidity is through, and how everything is set up. All right. That is all for that. Let's see if Jim is ready to hop on. He is not, so I'm gonna go back to a chart and give y'all some more sauce. That's what we do. Wait, let's check Forex Factory real quick. September. Why is it on September? What? That's weird. Cause like I was on Forex Factory like yesterday. So it's weird that it went back to that. I want to go back now and see what was going on because I didn't even read the page. I just saw the date. It's like September. Whatever. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna check the stream and see if there was anything like crazy matrixy on the screen. um, Not too much really going on. GDP got some negative um, GDP data, and then CB leading index month over month for the AUD, not really effective. FOMC member Goolsby will speak at 9:35. So, in like 20 minutes, yeah, roughly. Um, that may move markets up a little bit, may shake things up a little bit. Um, Actually, I forgot. Kevin said he wanted to come in and talk some shop um pre-market. Kevin, where you at? My boys be late to work, y'all. It's all good. Um, Especially now that I paid to upgrade the software, so it's really just can be up for an unlimited amount of time. So honestly, I may just go ahead and close out, but I'm not closing the stream. I'm not closing the stream. Um, I'm just going to close out my part of the stream, and then it'll just be up live and chilling for when the homies come through and chat with y'all. No, I want to make sure. I wanted them to come in while I was still here though, because I wanted to see, because I don't know exactly how much um they're able to like edit the scenes and stuff like that. Like I don't know if they're able to do everything that I can, right? And if they can't, then I need to help them, when they hop on to like get all the screens positioned and whatnot. But if they can, then they can handle it. They're grown. They know how to handle things. What's up, Jim? There you are. Um, Kevin said he wanted to come in earlier pre-market and say a few words. Um, I'm not sure if he still wanted to do that, but he may pop in the next like 30 minutes or so. Um, just to chat for a bit. But I did upgrade the software so you won't get cut off. So you can just go as long as you want, and then Um, you can just hit the big red button whenever you're done and close out and everything. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get all my stuff out of your way. You know how, you know how to share your screen and everything, right? Yeah, you got that. Let's go ahead. Cool. All right, chat. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Good morning, guys. We got 9:17. Well, so we got a little bit before market gets going here. Wanted to take a moment, revisit some of the stuff from Wednesday, specifically GE Verona, which took off in the afternoon. Remember we were talking about it going through 690, went through 690 and proceeded to go a lot farther. All right, waiting on it here. Okay. Got as high as 731, I think, that day. It's a high, yeah. So the high 731 goes back to Wednesday. Uh, Made a move, was a significant move, pretty fast, right after 11 or so. Made a move up over 700. So just interesting tidbit to bring up when things move. Made kind of a command decision this morning. Definitely going to do at least 3 trades with you guys this morning, just because because I'm pissed too, because I didn't get involved in some things. Nah, I'm just kidding. But what I'll do is reduce size and just be watchful about it. So treat it with that way. Understand what I'm doing. You know, these things a lot of times they're about moving quickly and being smart. We make a lot of decisions during the day, a lot of decisions, and my gosh, can't regret them. Got to move on. Got to see the next part. Got to be ready for the next piece. All right, so that's always kind of key. Okay, continuing, moving stuff from one thing to the other, being ready to go. And I want to start mentioning some of the things we're looking at this morning. A couple of news situations. Uh, Starting out with Lululemon. Okay, they got rid of, they're switching, one of the CEOs leaving or something like that. The CEO's leaving, some kind of situation like that. Anyway, the stock's looking up. So trading 205.71. Where's that in line? Not anywhere close to highs for the year. Wow, a situation that's actually not like that. Go figure. But the retailer somewhat different. Anyway, so trading 205.71, looking 190.26 as initial purchase at 222.72 to short it. RH, the artist formerly known as Restoration Hardware. Now, again, another guy that's off its highs for the year by a substantial amount. That 123 thing worth seeing there, that goes back to the April lows. I think it was long there for half a millisecond or something like that. Uh, Anyhow, the stock was looking higher. I mean, it has earnings this morning. Can be a big mover on earnings days. Used to be, when the stock traded at higher intervals, it moved a lot on earnings days. So had gone out 153.31, looking 158.14 now, which I think is lower than it was earlier in the pre-market. I am 139.68 to purchase it initially, and at 185.33 for short there. So obviously both pieces off the chart. Range yesterday was about $10 or so. That's not awesome there, but not too bad as far as range goes. Costco also had earnings. Mind you, $800 stock. So can move. Did I emphasize that enough? So it can really be a mover, but not a lot of movement this morning after the earnings, so that's kind of a surprise. Waiting on it here. Hello, Costco. Can you show up so we can see you? TikTok, TikTok. Anyway, the stock's trading 880, right around 80.84 after the earnings, well, 882 rather. So not a big move after the earnings came out, but I'm anticipating something because I'm saying 801.94 to purchase it, so down $80 or so, and at 977 and change to short it. So looking for even bigger move there. Broadcom AVGO also had earnings, and I think we had a bit more of a move there, if I remember right, when I flipped through it about an hour or so ago. Waiting on it here. It's slow for some reason this morning. That's annoying. Better get faster. Give me more to talk about. Come on, Broadcom. Let's see you. What do you got? Okay, we see it went out 406.37, and it up. Yeah, so down. Looking down this morning, looking 383 and change right now into the open. I have a 341.01 to purchase it at 427.73 to short it. So just giving myself room. Not really sure where it's going, what's going on with it. Just planning that it's going to move somewhere there. FRMI Fermi making new lows. Some bad news on some contract dealing with power. Okay, looking 916. I don't know where to place it. I'm 604 for it. Not sure where it's going because the old low was 1391, rather 1288. 1391 was yesterday's former low. So trade 918 down from 1525 last night. Last close rather. So it's at 604. Not even looking to short it. No big clue there. Let's got about 5 or 6 minutes here to go. So let's go through relative strength pieces here. Have Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. Okay, stock obviously went out near its highs. Was looking a little bit lower this morning. Yeah, looking even now a tad lower than before. It was 219 and change before that. So looking to 1850. Okay, so for this morning, again, relative strength plays. If it's long, it went out near its highs. I'm looking for some kind of snapback. If it's short, looking for some kind of pop and then some kind of retracement on as far as the short goes, means went out near its lows. So good to 11 o'clock. Anyhow, AMD first purchase 210.28 for it, and then we'll see from there. Play it from there. CEG. Every other day, this is how CEG moves because we're looking to pick it up 339 the other day. Then when GEV got going again, it got going. So 2 days now it's trading 378.60. I think got as low as 346 and changed the other day. Obviously went out near its highs. Thinking 364.36 to purchase it. Definitely not out of the realm of possibility the way it moves. Range yesterday was $25 and change. First Solar, another strong stock yesterday. Strongest of the solar group that I tend to follow, that I do follow. See right here how strong it went out. Earlier, it was even a little bit higher than its closing price, and it still is just a little bit higher, about a little less than $1 higher. I'm thinking 258.03 is first purchase there. So being somewhat guarded, but smart about it, I think. IonQ also have as a morning long. Okay, had gone out 52.55, looking a bit lower. I said 49.66 for my initial purchase, trading 51.92. A little bit on the aggressive side, but these guys have not had ranges as big this week, so trying to add that into the equation. Moderna, poor range, but went out strong. 80 cents worth of range. Went out within 5 cents of the high, so have it here down a tad. I think at 27.86 as a first purchase. Again, good till 11. NVIDIA. Another strong guy on bad range, 470 range. Still playing them, but it's not, I don't put as much faith in them when they don't have a typical range there. Uh, okay, so I had gone out right around 181, still right around 181. I'm thinking 176.61 first purchase. One thing you notice there, a lot of longs here as far as my relative strength plays, right? I don't think there even a short. Yeah, okay, got Rocket. Rocket is the one short, which we'll get to in a minute or two. Okay, so I said 176, 66 there. Palantir, PLTR. Had about average range for it yesterday, around $8. Obviously went out strong, looking at a tad lower. Thinking 178.16 for initial purchase there. Pure Storage PSTG has gotten through that 70s ish range. Had a strong day, excuse me, yesterday. Let's go with more water here. Hopefully, not too much water because I got to sit here with you guys for another hour and a half with no run to the bathroom breaks. Pure Storage went out well, about 50 cents lower. Have his morning purchase 72.76 for it initially, so down about $3. Rigetti, another quantum stock. QBTS was a non-qualifier, was fairly strong, but only a 0.95. Rigetti, on the other hand, was a 0.92, so that qualifies as a morning long. Went out 26.88, about 60 cents lower, thinking 24.11 for it. And Rocket, like I said, was the only short on poor range, 70 cents worth of range. About half its normal range, I would say, something like that. Okay, still 1936 this morning. I'm thinking 2077 as an initial short there. Anything else bearing mentioning before you get the day started? Not a heck of a lot. So again, I'll find three trades. I'll knock them down size wise for me to get something going. Yesterday was a good call, but not good enough kind of day because Rivian came in. Rivian came into 1573. I was 1567 for it. Then had a nice run up. So good call, pat on the back, yeah, all that, but not playing horseshoes here. So it's been kind of a quiet week. Did get that AVAV the other day and make a little bit of money there. I just want to go back and check that out, just see where we're at there. Okay, because we got about a minute before we get started. Okay, and I was lower yesterday. I didn't trade it yesterday, but it was a little bit lower yesterday. And here comes our day. Here we go. Start checking stuff out. Flipping through here. Flipping through. Okay, we got Lulu opening up, and now I got to see where the heck did I have it? Okay, trading 209 from the get and heading up initially. And I'm away. I'm 222, but seeing this initial move here makes me want to check it out. RH. Okay, 160, 163 now, give or take. Costco. Noise there. Okay, Costco, you see that kind of a quick move there, but remember it's an $800 stock, so treat that move kind of a grain of salt. I'm thinking 801, so long, long way to go. Long, 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 long way to go. AVGO Broadcom, another earnings guy this morning. 375. Okay, that could get interesting. I know. I get where we're at here. I get where 341 again for a reason because it can and probably will move. And what about this FRMI guy? Who again I'm just trying to be smart about and see it's been $9 and not exactly moving a heck of a lot. So that be that. Okay, flipping should probably be taking a look at our relative strength things from right away. Okay, and I think the whole Broadcom thing may impact some of the tech stocks, but not as yet. AMD, not as yet. Not really seeing much of a move there. Fast look at CEG. All right, right around, right around, right around. Gee, I should look at our two quantum stocks. I'll look at all three quantum stocks because. Okay, been lower back over 52 now. Not a heck of a move there yet. QBTS, not a morning qualifier as a purchase, but I just want to check it out and see that we got down a little bit. Not a big move. Seems to be sliding up a little. Let's look at Rigetti. All right, same kind of situation there, I suppose. Oracle made the move yesterday. A little bit lower on earnings. Did get back over 200. See what we get out of it today. It's heading slightly north here, down a little on the day. Now north now. Now is thinking south. It's kind of in the middle for me this morning. I'm thinking 180.78 to buy it initially at 217.39. As far as that goes, Palantir. Okay, we have some morning long. Okay, down a little. Nothing really catching my eye. Nothing uber focused for me to focus on rather this morning as of yet. Uh, PSTG. Okay, that's pulling in. Okay, that's good. All right, that has my attention. Okay, I gotta throw that in. Okay, PSTG. All right, putting in buying at 72.76. That's in. Throw it on my little checklist here for my sake. Okay, so it's 74.37. So I'm now in PSTG, looking to pick it up. 72.76 initially. Okay, and I want to see where else. I like segmenting in here. Will not throw anything else in there, but where would I want to be? I don't want that. All right, we're gonna go seven after this. We're gonna go 71.82 and 70.91. Right, 71.82 and 70.91, and that's I just have those down as a reminder. They're not in. The only one in there is 72.76. Just so y'all know. Back to our little list. Dow making a fresh record. Yeah, I see that on my little thing here. Okay, yay, rah, yay, new high, yawn, yawn, yawn. S&P's slightly lower. Bitcoin, I see 2,000 higher than yesterday. A little over 92. That takes us back to Wednesday's levels, if I remember correctly. Okay, I see Lulu doing its thing. Let's go to RH. Lulu's 206 and change. RH, okay. There it is. Where am I? I know where I'm at, but where am I in RH, I should say? 185, so $20 away. Okay, so nothing spectacular there. Rivian's up a buck. Okay, interesting. Okay, has my attention right away. Okay, maybe I want to get into this and on some kind of pullback, making a nice move. That it has some news. It was all over the place yesterday. It ran when they made some announcements, and it came in here when I almost bought it. Bummer. Oh well. Move on with your life. Uh, okay, Rivian. Where would I want to short it? I said 1843. Okay, better get that in. Okay. Okay, got that. In Rivian, I gotta check it off for myself. Liking this though, liking this fast move up. We'll see if he has merit. Okay, so I'm at 1843. Next spot would be flipping across. Said that 43, 1899, 1967. Okay, 1899, that's not in. 1967. All right, maybe there's a trade here too, some kind of pullback trade. Like I said, we're going to do three, so maybe we do a trade there or a trade there. We'll see, or maybe a couple entries. Again, on reduced size, okay? Always want to point that out. I think I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Kind of post nasal drip this morning or something like that. Okay, so Rivian's getting up there. Interesting, interesting. Biggest mover I got this morning. Okay, look at it. Back to Lulu. Trading 210. Been a little bit higher. Okay, I'm at 222 to short it. It's been 213. That was early. RH. RH moving a little bit higher. Still long ways away. Should check out Costco. Okay, so down and up. I mean, range $14. So nothing super duper there yet. Broadcom AVGO. Okay, kind of sliding down a bit, and again, it was looking lower, so has moved again away there. This FRMI probably going to be a non-event for me, but we'll see. It's 882. Excuse me. I'm still a long ways away there, so just seeing what we got going on here. Okay. Okay, Rivian's still moving up here. Okay, so it gets interesting. I got to watch it. That in fact it does get there. The worst thing that could happen now is it gets close and backs off. All right, don't want to see that happen right now. That'd be a big time bummer. Okay, so we're short Rivian. And it's going a bit higher, so let's see. Got to give it a little bit of time here. Okay, I should look at Moderna because that's another morning purchase. Okay, so going up again, we're kind of looking for some kind of pullback there, but didn't get it. Moderna went right away, so that's the way that goes. What are you going to do? Okay, flip side here, real fast. Take a fast look at Micron this morning. Some of the other guys. Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Thank you.
It's just gonna go ahead and it all happened a little quick. I had myself let's see if I can. Oh, there. I think it is. I had me a limit order sell placed right about here, and it filled. As you can see, I've got my blue channels. It's every probably 20 to 35, maybe a 50 point range. Just a I'm strictly in NAS at the moment. We've had this about 4-hour downtrend through these channels. Saw an opportunity at this support turned resistance, took in short, filled both within this 5-minute Bollinger Band lower level. So nice little profit. I think I got about 480 out of that, bringing this morning's gains to about 8. My bad, I'm still waking up. 826. And yeah, that's the bread and butter. Just shorting these levels after we've already lost it. That was another great short opportunity right there. It's still below the middle Bollinger Band, coming up to that retracement level. Really, game plan for today, if we breach this 25.5 level, I'll probably try to take a long just to, capture any buying momentum down there. But really, we are shifting into a seller's market as far as NAS scalping goes. Big news earlier in this week, big moves Friday. Wouldn't expect a whole lot. We're seeing a pretty solid amount of volatility in this first hour, so could realistically range between this big old candle we see here. But just wanted to pop in and let you know that sell got filled here and bought to close right at this orange line that we see. So that was my only play. Loving the commentary, man. Take it away.
Okay, back in the game. Anyway, we started talking about Micron and Micron pulling in a bit. Are we leveling here? We're going to go a little bit sideways. We'll see. I mean, that could be something to get involved in. Not enough data there yet. Started the day 241.24 for it. We'll see. Micron 11:30 in range yesterday. Not awesome. I mean, a lot of these techs were not moving as much. Seems like volatility came off. That kind of thing. Revisiting our Rivian real quick here. Okay, this one had gotten higher, had gotten into 1874, back down around to where we're short. So we'll see. We'll see. Would love a snapback. Do we get it? I don't know. That's best scenario. But let's see. Tesla. I did not get involved in Tesla this morning. I didn't like the range from the prior day. Pulling up. That makes sense. Rivian pulling up. Tesla pulling up. Okay. Waiting on it. Okay. There we go. From the get go, looks similar to the other guy. Less of a percentage move, obviously, but on the move there a bit, maybe with it, that kind of thing. Carvana obviously has been an animal. Backed off. I think it's officially in S&Ps today. Probably. I think they said today it was coming in to the S&P 500. So made a move. Made a huge move this week. Once that was said, had made a new high. I think yesterday, it was early yesterday. Close to it today, not quite. $6 or so worth of range. So interesting enough there. Kind of go from there. Remember Charter when we were looking to pick it up, last week, when with that takeover. So it's up from then from about 14 points or so. Was thinking 201 for it this morning, obviously not close to there. Short 225. So looking for some kind of decent move today. So we'll see if in fact we get that. Not sure. Should be flipping through our morning plays. I also want to see what happens here. If they took off from the get go, is a good trade from the get go, just for my own sake. So I'm thinking here, relative strength kind of thing. And I know I get them away. I said 210. I was being conservative here because I, saw what was going on with AVGO with Broadcom. So thinking, techs would take somewhat of a hit. All right, but we see from the start, we get a pop there. So as a pure relative strength play, that would have been a good enough move. And I get it's pulling in now, but just thinking first move there. So I'm curious. CEG again was another morning purchase. Looking at that, and I know playing a range based kind of thing. Thinking 364 here to pick it up. If we got it in the morning, not really. First move, you probably close to break even, that kind of thing there. So just thought, food for thought for myself. First solar FSLR. Again, was a morning purchase. Okay, that would not have been very good there because, see what's coming off here. And again, I'm 258.03 here. So I'm down here, till 11 o'clock or so. Till 11 o'clock. But yeah, that wouldn't have worked out. I went Q. Okay, so on Q, also kind of sliding. May have worked out initially for Tad, some kind of move. How are the other guys? Just look at Brigetti same time. If I can type in the symbol. All right, so a little bit of a move initially, but poor range. QBTS we should see here. All right, and again, pretty quiet there, but it was not a relative strength play. But I just wanted to put it in there. Moderna, as I'd said, really crap kind of range here, but that did, that took off from the get go. For small kind of profits there, and Nvidia. Check and waiting. Okay, a little bit of a move there to the upside, back in now, but it did have a nice little spike as it pulled in. Palantir. So just again, I did not have these guys in initially, but let's see. Okay, so Palantir, yeah, that definitely would not have been a good situation. And I am, where am I? I'm 178.16 for it. Not putting anything in yet. Still a little bit away. Based on how it moves, I can wait there and take a look at Rocket. Okay, so Rocket from, came off a little from the start, that kind of thing. So okay, Lulu still going up a little bit. I'm at 222, I think. Short it. Yeah, 222.72. Has been a little bit higher. Been moving, since that first quick move. Heading up. Okay range we compare. With $6 worth of range all of yesterday, and now we're almost 9. Okay, and again, I'm looking to see if we get some kind of trade here. If it goes a little sideways kind of thing. RH. Okay, so I'm a good ways away there. So get rid of that damn thing. Anyway. Okay, Costco had earnings and looking for some really big moves, not really seeing it. So still hovering here, and $15 for an $800 stock, not really seeing the move there. AVGO, Broadcom also on earnings. Okay, sliding. Okay, kind of a slow move. Okay, going back to Rivian, where we're short about 30 cents lower. Okay, so we're still trending higher there, so should be looking at Tesla too now. Tesla with a nice move up as well. Waiting on it. There we go. And same kind of move in that. First 10 minutes we're up a little bit of sideways. Now up a little more. Where would I be in Tesla on a day like this? Probably like 472. I haven't exactly crunched the numbers out. If it does get up that high, the thing to do will be to get it through there. Okay, I want to look at RGC. I did not price out RGC this morning because the volume yesterday was not very good. All right, see it up. Just traded around 18, just a little south of 18. Where's our volume at? All right, 20,000. So again, not great volume. If see a pullback into here, that could be a trade, even though I didn't price it out, but definitely worth thinking about there. Okay, I want to go back to Carvana because I see it made another new high. Okay, so maybe everybody wasn't done buying things quite yet. They haven't been, so jumped up to 481. Okay, Carvana, I think just over 500, just like for psychological effect. Yeah, I'm at 501.22. And the way things are going today could well be there. You know, maybe they want to run it to just over 500. A perfect wall gets me short there and then pulls in a bit. That would be ideal. And again, we'll see. It's a long day here. We're just not even at 10 o'clock yet. We're not even a half hour in. So let's see. And, Bitcoin, we got a little over 92,000. Haven't checked. I just checked for the sake of checking. Remember, we didn't see a correlation the other day in strategy. Okay, but basically flat on the day and a long. Look at that move yesterday. Wow. Wow. So something was going on there yesterday that wasn't where I saw. So big Bitcoin sliding, but wow. Again, I don't get it. Okay, I confess I don't. I don't get not that I don't get where Bitcoin's going, but I don't get how to trade it. So that's what makes it tough for me. I want to take a fast look at Intel. See what's going on there. A little bit of move up. I have it as a very conservative short. I have it at 43.14 because it hasn't moved in a couple of days, and it seems like it takes a couple of days off, then makes a big move there. MDB has been, a star lately. Not doing much this morning. I have it priced pretty wide. I'm 395.62 for it at 444.22. Short it, and that'd be a new high by quite a bit. So, and it's like, when these guys move really well, it's like, what do you want to do with them at this point? We should go back and look at Oracle. Okay, and I want to look, go back to my Pure Storage. Saying it was sliding, we put the order in when it had been sliding, back around here was getting interesting. Got in this candle got a little bit lower, coming off there. We're 72.76 for it, and that's in there, but not quite as good right now. Okay, we got Rivian 1906, so that means for us, boys and girls, that we are short one more piece. Okay, so I got two pieces short there. Haven't gotten much of a pullback yet. Haven't got, got a little micro thing there. Nice move up. So sticking with, we'll see what goes on there. Not overcommitted, so play the game, And this is the way things turn around, in our world. Was trading just missed as a long, 15 in the mid 15s yesterday, and now short in these ranges here. So again, that makes it interesting. Back to Tesla and Tesla. Let's see if we see a similar thing here. And again, I said, it's 462. I said 472 for it here. At 472 rather. Remember, bid for, offer at. Impress your friends. Okay, so that's where we're at as far as Tesla goes right now. Excuse me, a little bit higher. Lulu not seeing much. RH. Okay, we're going to see it's a bit higher. Okay, didn't see enough of a consolidation here to get long. Would have been nice to pick it up here. Yeah, but not quite enough there. Okay. So Nothing great there. Back to RGC a sec. Okay, getting a pullback. So let's do something here. Let's just yeah. All right, let's be 1710 for less shares here. Okay, got 17. All right, 1710 there. And I don't have it priced out. Okay, so we're 1710 for less shares there. So I'm doing about a fifth of my normal shares on this. So because it's a different situation. So see what happens with that. Carvana we mentioned. And again, I'm at 501 to short it. Moving. Flip side here, this FRMI not doing a heck of a lot. Obviously off 42%. So almost 43%. No, that was off 43%. Has been a 30 way the heck away. Again, wasn't sure what to do here because the old low was what 13 something? I forget. We had been looking at Micron. I said 241, was thinking about a trade here. Had that tail there. Fake out is back into here. But $2 higher. So no rush to jump in there, I guess. About a half hour in here. What else haven't we looked at this morning that's normally interesting? Sunrun and Solar Edge, because we were looking at First Solar, which had gone out strong. Sunrun didn't have great range yesterday. Went out fairly strong. Came off initially this morning. Moving a little bit more. Solar Edge. Okay, has pulled in from the get-go here. Solar Edge, I think I'm down around 28 for this morning. What I said there. Yeah, 2806 for it. So not particularly close there. Sunrun, I'm lower too. I'm 1691. I'm at 2077 there. Go back to our quantum stocks, RGTI. Okay, kind of sliding across. I don't like that it's got 60 cents worth of range. But it's kind of holding here, but not really happy with that. So we'll see what goes on there. Back to Rivian, which I'm still short, mind you, short 2 lots now. Okay, seeing it right around 1907. Still, nothing as far as a pullback yet. So we should look at Tesla as well, which I think has come in about $2 off its highs now. Yep, 460. What's the high there? Like I want to say 462 something. Yeah, 463. So pulled in just a little bit. Moderna still going a little higher, but deceiving because it's all green, but not a super huge move. Better than yesterday already, so that's good. Let's revisit our RGC. Okay, so remember we said 1710 for it still, so we'll see what happens here. It's been, what's low as 1685 this morning, just looking at that. Yeah, here it goes again. How's our volume doing there? That's, kind of important there. 21, so it's still quiet on volume, but I kind of want to do something there, so see there. Is Carvana going to do some sideways for us? Just want to do something. No, we're still up there. Maybe it pulls in, down toward here, or even more. I'd prefer to see it into this consolidation here. Okay, which is, a fair ways away, but the way Carvana moves, you still got to be smart about it. Anything interesting on the long side? Back to Broadcom, and I get that I'm pretty far away here. Waiting on it. Okay, doing a little bit of a sideways thing, so that it gets my attention. If it strings out a little bit more, maybe I'm going to want to get involved here. And I see MU back near the lows. Again, I'm 241 something for MU. Just pulled in about $2 or so since last time we looked at it. On the verge of making a new low. And just made a new low. So that's interesting. So that's coming off with any of the other guys. Oracle we got pulling into. Okay, so bears mentioning. Yesterday's low was I think 180, 186 something. So that's something to watch if it gets through there. Ways to go. I'm 180 something for it there. Tell you exactly where I'm at. So Oracle, yep. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up. Very good. And it's right in front of me. So, what? There you go. I filled. So he's in the game. Awesome. Uh, Tesla, a little bit of a pullback there. Rivian seeing a smaller move back, but a little bit there. Okay, first bit of red I've seen there. Waiting on it. Yeah, first red candle. All right, so taking note of that. Uh, Carvana, I said, mid 460s, perhaps. Okay, waiting on it here. Okay, and it's been, I think it's nice to see some kind of a down move because we get volatility crap creeping up a little bit. Because this week I think we ran we waited on the Fed and the Fed comes out and then we run with the Fed, but in a I don't know, kind of a boring way, I guess. At least for me, like more movement. But we'll see what it brings. Like we're approaching the end of the year. We think Santa Claus rally, that kind of thing. When there aren't as many players around, or the case used to be there didn't used to be as many players around. So it was an opportunity to run things. But now, who knows these days? Overall, Fermi's not doing much. Let's back to Broadcom, and we're going to see that it's a little bit lower. Okay, and there we are, on new lows. Again, I'm a fair ways away, but it's a good way to gauge some of these other guys as I watch Micron come in. Gotcha. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, so Micron 245. So again, thinking 241 and change. And give me half a second here because I'm flipping back and forth. So just in case. All right. I'm 241.24 from Micron. I'm in there. Make a little note so I see it. And again, not for my side, I'm not. It's $200 stock. Not going huge on purpose. We should look at Oracle too. Oracle can have some sneaky moves sometimes. You look, you think, you think it's boring, it's boring, it's boring, it's boring, and then you get a big candle one way or the other, and like, holy cow. Palantir still got, as a relative strength play, it wasn't much happening here, but as these things, some of our tech comes in, it's getting more interesting as well. I'm still decent ways away here. I'm low 178s for it. Should be checking NVIDIA too. Okay, NVIDIA I'm about $3 away, and maybe now I'm not going to put anything in yet. Let's look at our quantum stocks too. IonQ. Nope. Just that the move's not there. I'm not not looking to force anything here. Rigetti. Yeah, same. 60 cents worth of range is just wow. And we should look at QBTS too. Okay, looking here, I got Rivian doing some sideways. Nothing great there. Nothing good for me, I should say. This nonsense showing up there. Okay, hanging there. Might be pushing up a little bit. Conversely, Tesla has pulled in. Did I say 462? No, I'm kidding. I said I was at 472. So made a nice move. Has given it up the last three candles. Any spots? Not really. Not really any place where I would look immediately to pick it up. Going back to the RGC, which I said I was going to be 1710 for it, and since then it's got its thing going. They must have heard that I wanted to pick up some stock. Now, obviously, I'm not going to impact anything. Even with a volume here, I'm not going to impact anything. That's for sure. And it's still like 23. So there's nobody really around. So if there's nobody around, it's not going to be an effective move or lasting move. I don't know. We'll see there. Back to some of our news stocks this morning. We had the RH, which we see is going up. Okay, it's going up. Could get interesting for me later on. We'll see how this plays out. It's a steady, slow move. And again, I realize I get them a lot higher. I'm at 185 to short it. It's making a move up. Slow. Getting there on an earnings day. Going back to Lulu, and one of their higher ups was leaving. Rolling over a little bit. Kind of mid-range for me either way. Almost literally mid-range because I'm 190 and change for it, or at 222 and change to short it. Is Costco doing anything? It's an earnings day. You would think get some really big moves in it today, really big swings in it today. Haven't seen it so far. The last time we really took a look at it, it had, about 13, $14 worth of range, and we're just not seeing it. Okay, which is, that's a surprise. Quite frankly, really. AMD we still have as a morning long. Okay, coming in, but not much. Again, I'm 210 until 11 o'clock, 210 and change for it till 11 o'clock or so. So bear that in mind. Micron coming back a little bit. Okay, had gotten down a little bit lower, has bounced back another 2 points. So see how it goes there. I do want to go to First Solar because that's getting interesting for me, and maybe I should be Throwing something in here. So I got a good decent amount of time here. Okay, so all right, it's trading right around 263. Okay, I'm 258.03, and I am in there to pick it up until 11 o'clock. Okay, so again, 258.03. Not throwing anything else in yet. Makes me want to look at some of my other solar stocks that I follow. Enphase has been kind of quiet lately. Going up, 50 cents worth of range. These other guys move more. Sunrun moves more. A little bit higher. So at first, solar kind of pulling in. Excuse me. Sunrun unphased, a little bit higher. Solar Edge, nothing distinguishing. Off a bit. It can be, it can be a really, really good mover. I've seen some, $6, $7 days in it in the last, going back a month. But as it's pulled in, I mean, it got up to what, like I want to say, like 46 something. No, actually 48. Uh, since then, pull back, and I guess it was due because that when we see the $11 50-week low there, that wasn't even that April low. That was like mid kind of summer low. So it went lower, but made a great move back. So it was an awesome bang for your buck stock, and now still is a good one. Sunrun is as well. Makes me think of AI, which I didn't price out this morning because we didn't see much of a move. Okay, coming off, but on 32 cents. No, can't fathom being there. So that was okay. Okay, back to Rivian. Okay, and a little bit of sideways here. And the PS is a new 52-week high. Checking out Tesla. Tesla was the one that did come in. Okay, now 4 candles of it coming down. Back to Carvana. Am I going to get some kind of trade? Carvana can. You can get that. And I said in here. I said somewhere in here. Okay. It has made a really, really good move, and we're days away. Makes me think of GEV from the other day. I'm not following it anymore, but I just want to see what it's doing. Oh boy. Okay. Have to keep in mind here that it's got a big gap to fill. Broke through, held that 680 the other day on Wednesday. I think that was the old high before the gap. Plowed through this, so that's pretty interesting. Maybe I should be watching it today, or maybe I should just save it for Monday and look at some of the longer term charts this afternoon. We'll see. A little bit quieter here. Okay, Rivian back up a little bit. Let's go to RH. Okay, so we're still getting that steady move. All right, and again, I'm away. I know I'm away, but we're getting a steady move up. And again, it's kind of a shame we didn't have a little bit more consolidation here. Then it would, I think, it would be more tradable. We got like 4 candles, and that was like from not much on the gap, so less than awesome there. Back to Lulu. See if we got a trade here. Okay, so it'd be configuration. If we see some consolidation here, maybe it's worth doing. Get involved as a long there. So far, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it touch upon its morning. It's opening, and thus its morning low too, which was okay about $1.75 away there. So that's kind of interesting. All right, so Bitcoin's a little bit lower. Bitcoin's trading 91,007 and change. So taking a look there at MSTR, right? I'm just looking for correlations, more so for my sake than for your sake, guys, because I don't get it. Gotta be honest. TikTok here, dudes. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it has, from the last time we looked at it, my strategy, MicroStrategy, I guess I just got to call it strategy now, has pulled off, come off a bit. And again, correlation wise, not quite getting it. Not quite, not quite. Okay, here's interesting here. This FRMI has bounced back from like the 830 levels. Okay, did not approach anything I wanted to do. But if it pulled in to the eights again, maybe I want to do something, but it's getting a movement. I guess that's to be expected. There'd be some kind of challenge there, considering that the old lows, I want to say, was like 13 something. So that, I guess there's got to be an attempted fill. Okay, tech world with some of these guys, AVGO, the earnings guy, that was probably affecting, everybody else. Still sitting close to lows, doing some sideways. Might be a trade there. Micron still hovering a little bit higher. Again, I'm 241. What did I say? 241. 241.24. But it's come off. It's not, not exactly sliding anymore. First Solar, we're looking to pick up. And that's kind of that's taking a pause here and looking across. So you did do some work there yesterday, not much, but a few candles, 20 minutes worth of candles there. So is it a pause? What's going on? But still have a good 40 minutes there worth of morning stuff. Okay, so remember from this morning, Pure Storage, I had said and was in there 72.76. Still have it in there in spite of the fact that it traded as low as 72.99. And that was just briefly. Had that nice, it does do this. You get that nice down candle. It's just a darn shame it wasn't a bit more of a down candle, but we roll with things. Had a nice bounce back. Doesn't mean it won't pull in more. Okay, watching Rivian now for my sake because it's getting a little more interesting. Trade in 1940. Okay, so got some sideways and still pushing a bit higher. I think there's just a couple of down candles, some consolidation here. So did not get the snapback that Tesla got. All right, so still here, but I'm going to have to make some decisions, probably within the next hour or so, what I want to do here. So bearing with it, knowing the stock, what acceptable ranges and what acceptable moves are there. Just want to be smart there. Lulu, I see pulling in a little. And again, we were talking about that initial, and now we're here. So that's going to make it kind of interesting. Okay, so Lulu, that down spot was 204.58. So looking at that, I think I want to see it. I would like to see it break this and see if it challenges and see if it gets through there, gets back up toward there. So definitely want to keep an eye on it. Has my attention. Meantime, with Rivian hanging strong, I want to see if Tesla's consolidating, and it's doing some sideways. So made a good move. Pulls in a little bit. Oh, you guys, a couple of trades. So We'll see RGC. Remember, I said 1710, but it's 1795. Doesn't mean it can't pull in pretty quick. And the volume is a little bit better. Okay, so the fact that the volume's increased has my attention there. Okay. Back to Carvana. Haven't seen what I wanted to see as far as it pulling in some, consolidating across here, up a lot, new highs. It's the same old story. We see a new high every day. Wow, right? That being that there. Back to looking at Micron and First Solar. Micron still hovering 247s. Okay, so pull in, pull in, pull in. Big move down initially that caught my attention at first. For solar, a little bit lower, a little bit. And again, we got a while, so I do have, I do have that 258 and change in there. So see what happens. Again, that's only good until 11 o'clock, and then I got to reassess for the day. See where I would be for the day. Hadn't looked at Apple at all, and it's not really being affected by some of these tech guys pulling in. Just pretty quiet. It's like $2.50 worth of range. It doesn't even look like it. So that's that there. Back to NVIDIA. I want to see, where am I, NVIDIA? What did I say, 176? Yep. So had gotten a bit closer, but kind of off there now. Rivian still kind of sitting up there. Haven't seen pullback. Okay, up near, up there, somewhat sideways, going to push through. Okay, it may get me short another piece. We'll see. Have to see there. Tesla 452. I was thinking 452. Maybe, All right, picking up some Tesla here. Okay, just got a little Tesla. 452s and change. And again, smaller. Okay, pulling a little bit more, but I have a small amount, so. See what happens there as it pulls in, if it pulls in. And I would, having just picked some up, my next spot would be down another $5 or so. So I'm in the 452.40s. Next spot would be 447s. Close. Actually, probably a little bit lower than where it opened. But just as something there. I'll make sure I do have, Okay, it was actually 452.42, but about fifth normal size. So next entry is about $5. So I'm not even thinking about position wise yet. And I would look for a decent move back. 452. I would like to see, it get into this here. So trying to be somewhat patient with it. RGC a little bit lower, back to 1770. Like I said, I'm 1710. Where were we? Okay, just a little pop. Volume wise, okay, hasn't moved a heck of a lot. This FRMI, Fermi. Okay, had gone. We saw it try to start to make some kind of fill effort. Still maybe, and just that move got me interested in maybe picking up some stock here. Something negligible, but I haven't put an order in yet. And remember, initially I was clueless and I thought like $6 just to have something there just in case. All right, I'm gonna go back and look at Oracle, see what we're seeing here. Okay, it's still sliding. I mentioned even though it's not on this chart, I think yesterday's low was in the 186s, so that would be kind of key for me there. So definitely something to think about. Okay, what's that? Okay, back to Broadcom, which is the earnings trade this morning. Ken, it's still slow. It's kind of slow slide. Okay, Micron probably a good thing. I didn't do anything. 247 levels. I was somewhat thinking about. Again, I'm 241 and change. I think I'm going to just like stick with for now. Looks like it might make a new low. I mentioned Lulu. That's an extra L apparently. Okay, so Lulu. I plugged it in correctly this time. Yes, so it did slide. Yeah, it got a little bit lower. Remember, I mentioned I want to see it get a little bit lower, and it popped off of there. So that's interesting, and it's going up. I wanted to see more consolidation here. And I see the Tesla that I picked up is $2 lower. So I got Tesla pulling in. Tesla's been pulling in for the last 40 minutes. Okay, so that's interesting. 440. I said next would be like 447s. Okay, so candle. We see some breaks down here. I guess we'll find out. But that's my plan there, 447s as far as that goes. And it's not impacting Rivian. Okay, going across. Haven't seen any move in, which obviously was what I wanted to see, but haven't seen it yet. But I do have Tesla. Ha, laughing at myself. RH, we did see it higher. So we're about an hour into the day. Okay, and it's come off a bit. Obviously, I was higher there. Could be interested 167s, but again, it's an earnings day. RGC a little bit more interesting for me. Again, I said I'm 1710 for it. We had, kind of a fun candle there, which got me a little warm and fuzzy or whatever. Tis the season, I guess. You know. Okay, back to Lulu. Maybe I should be making a plan here. Okay, if I say I want to pick some up, see it there, and I know it's been 203, and that other spot was mid 204. So just sticking with for now. As we see Broadcom going a bit lower here. Okay, so it's a slow low. We haven't seen, the biggest candle we saw was, the start of the day, and that was $9, and that was the first candle of the morning. Okay, we haven't seen anything like that yet. Okay, how am I doing with my first solar? because I gotta watch it here because it just has been 258.67, and damn it, that's all right. So I was 250.03 for it as a relative strength play, and within 60 cents or so, and this stock is enough. So I got to pull that. I just pulled it. Just bit of a bummer, but these things happen. And again, reason being is my thought is this: it pulls in some more, and it's going through. So just a heads up with my rationale there. So had been there. Okay, actually had been 258.66, but had been there. Okay. What do we got going on Tesla? Okay, still 450s and change here. 451s rather. You blink sometimes, or the chart's a little bit tad slow to update. I see Carvana 480. Okay, so it didn't exactly get the trade that I wanted there. I wanted to see it come in, but it's caught in a tight situation, and you think it's been tight all day, and it's $13 worth of range is not great for Carvana. So need to keep that in mind. Still looking at Lulu. Still looking at RGC here. Remember, I said 1710. I am in 1710 there for about little more than a fifth normal size here, and it pulls in, and I'm not super happy with the volume, but trying something. And all right, 69,000 shares of volume is kind of so there. Okay, and I see Tesla right around 451. We getting some kind of move in Costco. Again, hasn't been exciting. Still isn't exciting. And one would think it would move today on an earnings day. I mean, you really would think that. Not really seeing it. Haven't looked at MGB in a while. Okay, and I do see, yeah, it's sliding down a little bit, but I'm pretty far away there. Okay, Constellation Energy. Okay, so we did see that pull in there. Okay, early, and it had come close, and I was like looking at other stuff and whatever, but didn't get there, and it's like not really relevant to me right now. But I did have a 364 and change, and we did see this around 10. All right, I somewhat watched it. I didn't want to mention it to look at a little bit closer, but it was one of those situations where it didn't quite, but we roll with, what you get, what you don't get. You gotta do the best you can with these situations. Okay, Tesla getting a little bit closer here, so I'm going to put in a 447 and change thing. Okay, 447.39. Again, for a small amount, so nothing exciting here. Just sticking with plan here. Checking out Rivian real fast too. Came off a little bit. Nothing to get excited about right now. Nothing to pull out pom-poms and cheer and stuff. Rah-rah. Yay, yay. All right, Micron. as we can see, gets interesting, has made a new low. Again, I'm 241 and change there. Would like to, after eyes on it, would like to pick up a little bit of stock. See QBTS moving a bit. 2660. What did I say? 24 this morning, I think. I think. Again, in some of these guys, it's a long day. This went out, fairly strong. Okay, I'm 24.9 for it. I would like to see some movement in these guys. Okay, especially the two that I have, some morning longs in. So being Rigetti and IonQ. Waiting on Rigetti here, yawn. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, I'm a good ways away, and I only have about a little over 20 minutes left. IonQ. Same kind of situation, I'm fair ways away. And kind of running out of time here. It's good to see them moving a little bit more, though. I mean, just in general. Okay, let's look at Oracle. Again, I think yesterday's low is going to be key, 186. And I said what? I said high 180s for Oracle this morning, rather all day. Still hanging above 190, which, maybe it's thinking about that. Okay, this FRMI, which, I put in a clueless $6 and change limit. Again, it comes into the mid eights. I think I'll give it a go. I won't give it a go with anything, anything big there, but I think I want to give it a go there. Okay, what's our first solar doing? Again, I came off. I'm not going to look for anything. I'm not going to look for any kind of other relative strength piece here. I haven't missed the first part. Where do I want to be for the day now is going to be next. And my first inkling, without checking my pricing yet, is going to be like 250 or so. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking there. 250 or so. I want to go back to Tesla because I did put in another limit. Okay, and we look at this piece in Tesla and see that it came in a bit, but still was holding above the prior low for the day. And I said 447 and change there, 447.39 to be specific. So still kind of waiting on that. Getting closer now. Rivian's coming in a little bit. Okay, we see that, but still kind of holding. Would like to see it break down, obviously, but we'll see. RGC, I guess the pom-pom. Well, I didn't really break out the pom-poms, but coming back again now. I'll stay 1710 for a bit. Unless it gets real close, and then maybe I'll feel the need to pull. Oh, it's been lower. So realistically, you know what? I'm going to stay 1710 for it. Again, for less, right around fifth size, and then I would think probably like down yonder 1660 underneath that, again for about a fifth size. Okay, so not going nuts there. And I did not price it out this morning. This is just doing a little chart stuff, and then I don't know. I'm going to have to take a look at another chart, but I don't want to spoil our screens here. See Moderna pulling in. That would have been one of those regular relative strength trades that would have worked because it's we're seeing first half hour green there. I mean, not a huge move, but buck or so. So that was kind of interesting there. Lulu, I was thinking about, I made a new low for the day. Got into the 203s. Now it's kind of moving up. Didn't do much sideways work here. Do you want to go back to GEV, which again I'm not following, but maybe I should be after I'm done with you guys. Okay, interesting consolidation here. Okay, thinking back to the 680s from the other day, from Wednesday, and now how low did it go? 663. Okay, does it get its stuff together and make a run at 680? That's curious as I'm saying it. It's doing it, haha. But just kind of thinking out loud here. Okay, definitely kind of thinking out loud. The Fermi's not doing much. AVGO consolidates. Looking at Broadcom there. Okay, consolidating there. Okay, becomes a big maybe here. Can I get them 341 for it? 341 and change for it. A ways away. This is getting curious. Micron again. Micron, I'm not jumping on the wagon. I'm still 241 for it. And again, it's been a bit lower. It's been 243-ish, low 243s there. Haven't looked at CoreWeave today, really. Okay, but where we want to go right now is Pure Storage, because we did pick some up. Okay, because it made another move there. All right. Okay, and we did stay in the game, so we're long some Pure Storage here. Again, had come into 72.08. Our next piece was 71.82, but we are long some Pure Storage. Next spot would be 71.82. So we'll check that out. So what we got going on right now is Rivian short, Tesla long, PSTG long. Let's go back to RH. Maybe got something going on. Maybe there's going to be something worth doing here. I had mentioned the 164 number, earlier, and that was just too much too soon. Do we see something here, or does it fade into there? I don't know. I added my good buddy GE Verona to what I'm watching. I still want to sing my Sharona. I don't know why. Probably because I'm old. Okay, so last time we checked in, it was starting to make a move back toward that, and no regrets, like I said, but it was 668 then. I saw the lows were 663, and I'm like, but making an attempt there. Okay, get back towards 680. So just things to remember. Remember spots, be in tune, be focused best you can, obviously. Okay, I want to go back to Lulu. Still thinking there might be a trade there. Okay, somewhere along here. Might not be in our time frame here, guys, because we got about 15 minutes left. And I want to go back to Moderna because I had it as a morning long, but obviously wait down farther. Uh, Made that nice run, consolidated, has been pushing back, back over 30 after that tail on that candle. And again, to go back to what I like, if a lot of stuff on a chart worked for you, great. For me, it doesn't. I like to see it like this in a 5 minute short chart and draw my own conclusions. So just the way I look at things, basically. Okay, so my Rivian had pulled in. Now it's slightly higher, back to 1930 or so. All right, so consolidating there, not seeing what I really wanted to see there. Sticking with uh, versus Tesla, which you know did pull in, and I know there was news in Tilray this morning, which had that 1 for 10 split. As far as quantifying marijuana stocks. Just want to see what the stock is doing because I hadn't even checked what was going on there. Okay, and it was still okay. We can see it just kind of pulled in there. How's that volume there? Curious, curious. Wow, a lot of volume. Okay, 5 times normal volume. Interesting. All right. Did not want to get involved there. Hey, Carvana, I think we have a new high. Okay, shocker. So I guess the spot there was somewhere along in here. All right, was looking for more of a pullback. My decision that live with that, deal with that kind of thing. So be it. Okay, there, and this FRMI is trying to do a little bit more of a fill. Okay, back near its highs for the day. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. Got Oracle a little bit higher. Okay, AMD has held up pretty well, just in general. Waiting on it. Okay, I was this morning 210 and change for it as a relative strength play. Came into 213. Obviously never quite got there. Looking at NVIDIA. Okay, again, another guy who didn't, again, I was down here this morning and we got 10 minutes, so I think they're all moot points for these morning plays. And Palantir to see as well. Okay, still in this game with one lot of pure storage. Off a little bit on it. Saw one hard push down and it got as low as there, decided to stick with it. And we did get a push through, probably would have been better off, hindsight's 2020, probably been better off canceling it, but I'm in it now. So we'll see what I can make out of it. And I see Rivian's pushing a bit higher. I should go to Rivian. Okay, so I'm definitely looking to pick up another lot there. So we'll see what happens with it. I'm going to get back to Tesla. Can make the big joke, short Rivian but long Tesla, so I'm hedged. Haha, no, it doesn't work like that, guys. Definitely doesn't work like that. Okay, Lulu's getting interesting. Am I hopping on board here? Okay, made an okay move. We see it's kind of consolidating. Kind of think, it's been 203.33. Kind of thinking it's going to go a bit lower. Okay, so I'm holding off, holding off. I think these are things we overcome. We see consolidation, and within reason, it might be worth something, but without seeing chart here, without seeing move and seeing gap, it's easier said than done. And just to dive in that kind of situation. So, and the RGC that I never picked up, got in. Got in here and got interesting. Wasn't gonna mention it. Got into 1728. So that made it more interesting. And we're still they're still getting there, but it's probably not going to see it while I'm still hanging with you guys. Okay, and Pure Storage, I'm seeing it there. It's getting closer to my other purchase price. So back to Pure Storage. My next spot is 71.82. So getting close there. Getting interesting. Okay, I'm going back to Lulu. Ken, I got about 7 minutes left with you guys. Want to mention again, if you want to reach out to me with questions or anything like that, more than happy to. Email is jgre910@gmail.com. Again, that's jgre910@gmail.com. And here comes Lulu. Did that make? No, it didn't quite. Maybe it did make a new low. Yeah, it did. Why am I thinking double par here as something just like as a mental thing or just below double par? Maybe give it a go there. I don't know. But again, it's probably not something you guys will see here as far as it happens with me. Back to Broadcom. Was looking at that move across, and I think it was like 363. Things have definitely calmed here. I know, I get it's not like a huge mover. For a $300 stock, it's not a huge mover on a normal day. It's an earnings day, so maybe it should be moving more. There probably was a small trade, a small range based trade here. From the high 363s up to like maybe high 366s, but now it's pulling back. We getting anything there at all in Costco? Anything interesting? Okay, all right. So some kind of move here. Wow. Okay. First time it's moving all day. Range for the day now is whopping $18. But on its lows, again, I was thinking low 800s to purchase it based upon how I thought it was going to move. I mean, really, I really thought, that we're going to see something like that. We have not. Okay. RH is getting interesting. Remember, I said it made the move from around 164 or so, and here we are. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. Another gap situation. You know, has been 160. 160 is a nice number. You think of the law of round numbers, something like that. Or maybe I'm just fudging that, but it can be true. It can. RGC back to here, 17, 18. Maybe I will buy it. Yeah. Maybe, guys. Maybe, guys, because we're down here. So, sticking around, like I said, so 1710 there for it. Okay. The next spot would be in the 1660s and then 1620s. Just thinking out loud. Again, not really seeing what I want to see in Rivian. Still have another lot in mind. Top of that range there, close to highs. See what happens. Lulu was just a little bit lower. Thinking about 200 there. Okay, and Lulu, I was thinking short, but I was thinking 200, right? So coming off pretty much hung out and held there. RH, another guy to watch, for the rest of the day. Again, was thinking I wasn't in a rush. Was thinking 160, even though we just saw some 163s and stuff there. RGC. Okay, we see quiet. Want to go to GEV. Okay, realistically here, tried to make the move up to 680. Couldn't quite do it. Starting to fail here. I don't have it priced out. I probably will price it out after I'm done with you guys in a couple minutes, but I know it's a big gap to fill. X this move, we already kind of saw that move, saw that attempt. I'm probably thinking like 650-ish or something like that. That's a tad higher. I want to go to AVGO, go to Broadcom, because again, it's earnings day, and we're just talking about it. There was a trade there, but it was a quick trade, a quick $3, and now it's making a new low. I want to go to Micron because Micron's viable for me here because we're in the 241s now. Okay, showing us Micron right now, pulling in. Okay, and again, I am 241.24 for it. And why does I got to laugh at myself? Because anytime I mention something like that, it starts to pop, or something, it goes the wrong way. Can you say? Okay, and let's revisit Lulu one last time here as we pull into 11 o'clock. And it's been good talking. And again, I have a few, I got Rivian on short, I got Tesla on long, I got Pure Storage on long, and we did pick up a lot of Pure Storage. So we get 2 lots in Pure Storage, and we'll see how that plays out. Keep your eyes on it. Do have another lot in mind there. But we're 11 o'clock, so I'm going to say one more time, any questions or anything like that. Email is jgre910@gmail.com. Again, jgre910@gmail.com. Best of luck the rest of the day. Wish me luck. Yeah, it's not. We don't depend on luck, right? We do the best we can. Everybody have a great weekend, and tune in, please, again on Monday. Take care now.